The US government has paused the USAID funding to Africa under Trump's America First policy. The USAID funds programs that support governance, peace building, and conflict resolution. The USAID also plays a role in education. It helps with school constructions, teacher training, and scholarships, and other initiatives for socioeconomic development of different countries. Pausing the USAID program in Africa will have a serious impact, but this is an opportunity to push for self-reliance. Humanitarian aid should continue for emergency situations. But overall, African nations must build local capacity so that they are not at the mercy of foreign aid decisions. Let's also keep in mind that the USAID and similar aid programs are often used to push political or economic agendas. African countries rarely control how aid is distributed because it's tied to conditions that limit sovereignty. So there must be trade instead of aid. African nations should negotiate deals that empower local businesses and industries. We need to promote African-led solutions and regional cooperations. Instead of waiting for the USAID to restart, we need to strengthen intra-African trade. We need to support African-led initiatives, and also African billionaires and governments should fund their own humanitarian efforts. African leaders must stop reacting to Western aid decisions and start setting their own agendas. We must reject dependency. For decades, Africa has been portrayed as a continent that depends on foreign aid. Billions of dollars flow in from the West every year. Yet, poverty, underdevelopment, and economic struggles continue. But what if I told you that many African countries are already moving away from aid dependency? Let's look at 6 key sectors. In the agriculture sector, we must move from food aid to food security. Africa has 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land. Yet, many countries still depend on aid. But that's changing. For example, Ethiopia was self-sufficient in wheat, proving that with proper investment, Africa can feed itself. Nigeria and Ghana are boosting rice production, reducing reliance on imported rice. Renewable energy is another section, powering Africa without foreign dependency. Africa doesn't have to depend on expensive fuel imports. With abundant sunlight, rivers, and wind, the continent is investing in renewable energy like never before. Morocco's Noor solar plant is one of the world's largest. Kenya's geothermal power now supplies nearly 50% of the country's electricity needs. Ethiopia's Grand Renaissance Dam is set to make the country a regional energy hub. Manufacturing. Ghana and Ivory Coast are pushing for local cocoa processing. Ethiopia's industrial parks are attracting global textile manufacturers. South Africa produces cars for export. How about healthcare? Rwanda's national health insurance program, Mutuelle de Santé, has reduced reliance on donor-funded healthcare. Senegal's Pasteur Institute is producing vaccines locally. South Africa manufactures generic HIV/AIDS drugs. How about technology? Kenya's M-Pesa revolutionized mobile money, reducing dependence on Western banking. Nigeria's Flutterwave is competing with international payment platforms. In finance, Botswana has successfully managed its diamond wealth, investing in national development instead of borrowing. That's a great example to follow. Ethiopia and Tanzania have funded infrastructure without relying too much on Western loans. However, for all of this to take place, Africa needs to silence the guns. This is the final step to true independence. No nation can develop when war drains its resources. Silencing the guns in Africa is a missing piece of the puzzle. Conflict zones rely heavily on foreign aid for survival. However, peace allows investment, trade, and economic growth. A stable Africa controls its destiny instead of being dependent on outside help. USAID and foreign aid will not save Africa. Agriculture, energy, manufacturing, healthcare, technology, and above all, peace is how we break free. The question is, are we ready to act? Like, share, and subscribe for more content on Africa's transformation.